Good morning, Beans, or happy time zone, Bean, if you aren't in a morning zone. Happy birthday, Bean. I didn't know that it was your birthday today, so I've put it in my calendar already. Well, I was just getting set up. But hello. Hi, Sleepy. And happy birthday, Big Bean Supreme. Oh, I didn't. I usually have. I can use this. Well, I didn't pull that off for a reason, so we'll wait. We'll wait for a second. Hello, stars. How we all doing? Yeah, that's fair, Bean. I know some people are not big birthday people, but I'm a big celebrating other people's birthdays people. I don't know. I just like something I've realized about myself as I've gotten older is that I really just like any holiday where I'm allowed to give people gifts without them freaking out about it. Um, so other people's birthdays are great for me because I get to give people gifts and it's like socially acceptable, you know? I just like giving gifts. I'm so good at it. If gift giving was a competition, I would win. Just saying. Yeah, yeah. I will respect people's opinions about how big their birthday should be, you know? Because everybody's different. I don't need to make people uncomfortable, especially on a day that should be about them. Um, it's been a while, guys. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sleepy. I like making people feel important because they are important, you know? And birthdays are a great excuse to do that. Although I do that all the time, which I think is why I have so many friends, honestly. So it's been forever. I still have the same nail wraps on that we did last stream on Christmas. Well, Christmas Eve. Um, just to prove how long they last. I'll probably peel these off like sometime this week, but I figured it would be fun to have them on for stream because you can kind of tell that they've grown out. This one is the most apparent. So like here's where my nail actually starts. Here's where the sticker is now. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Sleepy. I try. I try really hard, honestly. Also, I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer up at the top of the stream right now. I started an antidepressant this week. The brain fog is real because my brain doesn't know what to do with this much serotonin. So I've been mixing up my words way more often and I've been cursing way more often, um, which I don't think is a big deal for anybody, but I just would rather say this is why this is happening and it's fine. So like don't worry about me, we're good. Um, we're just trying an antidepressant to see if it helps with the PMDD stuff. And so far my brain like works. Is this how normal people like live their lives? Do you not have to like convince yourself for 45 minutes to get out of bed every morning? Is that how people with serotonin work? Um, ooh, yeah, Bean. I feel you on that one. Um, I did algebra correctly yesterday just for fun because I could. And I read 3 scientific papers this morning before I started stream. Like what? What? My brain works. Yeah, so one of my friends, Aiden, who comes in sometimes, sent me an Instagram reel of a written out algebra problem. So it was words and not just the straight algebra. And the person was making a joke about it and crying because like English is my first language. You can't do this to me, kind of a thing. And I read it and I was like, oh, I know how to do this, I think. And so I just did it. It was like a 2-part algebra problem. And I was just like, I think I could do that. And then I did it correctly the first try. And I showed my work and everything. Like, what? Who is she? I don't know. It's wild to me. Like, there are some side effects that are supposed to dissipate after a week or two. And I started taking it in the morning instead of the evening. But there will be a point during stream where I get kind of dizzy. And that's fine. That just means the meds are hitting properly, and my brain is going, what the fuck is all this serotonin? It's fine. I might mention it, but don't worry about it. Like, I'll be okay. Hi, Grim. I will do a stretchy. I will do a hydrate. Stretching. But I do think that it has also been making my inflammation worse. Or maybe that's just other stuff. I don't know. So, we're still keeping track. But I have, you know me, I have a little list with notes on every single day and every single side effect I've been dealing with, you know? Ooh, roast beef. That's a good birthday dinner. Okay, I did a stretchy. I will do hydrate. Something nice about myself. Oh, I forgot to bring something out to show you guys. That's okay. I can grab it another time. Oh my god, Sleepy, I love you. Yeah, sometimes we don't, the neurons don't connect correctly, even though our intentions do, you know? Yep, that would do it. Something nice about myself, I have, you know what, this works. That wasn't what I was going to say, but my brain pooped it out anyway. I have already set up and started working on my spreadsheet for 2025 tax purposes. So I have it all set up. I have all the formulas done. I have multiple tabs, like multiple sheets with different information that I found from my sheet from last year that I would find more useful going forward. And so I'm like hella prepared and killing it, just in case anybody was wondering. And actually, this will be a bonus nice thing. But I'm actually going to help Rainbow set up a spreadsheet too at some point. So I get to be, one, on top of it and organized, and two, get to help somebody else be on top of it and organized so that they don't have as much stress once they hit tax time. So I'm thrilled about that. I just like doing little spreadsheets. I love a spreadsheet. And even though I can do algebra correctly like I proved yesterday, it is nice to know the formulas for a spreadsheet so that we'll do the math for you and you don't have to think about it so hard. You know? Now, we will get into the next portion of our activities. Hi, Aiden! Yeah, I was really proud of myself. I've mentioned it like 4 times at this point to other people. I was just like, I can do algebra. Which I do think means the antidepressants are working because my brain feels like it's working. Hi, Tens! And hi, A&E! I hope it's all going well and that you're killing it at your booth. Have a good birthday, Bean! And have a good lurk. So, the color for this month, because we have not talked at all this month, which is wild. I haven't streamed in like almost a whole month. Is lilac, as you might guess from this color card right here. We're doing lilac this month. Have I completed any art for this color, even though it's past the halfway point of the month? No, I have not. Have I planned a bunch of things that I have not completed? Yes, I have. But I wanted to do lilac for... Yes, you do, Aiden, and you gotta shush because I haven't revealed what it says yet, okay? So don't spoil it. Oh, yes, thank you, Tens. And you should remind Adam that he wants to learn how to crochet from Nomu. He probably didn't bring his kit, but he does want to learn how to crochet. But I wanted to use lilac for next month's color. Sorry, I'm mixing up my words again. Hang on. Okay, I wanted to use this month's color for next month's Sticker Club sticker because I thought the lilac went really well with February Valentine's Day kind of vibe, and I wanted to do kind of a Valentine's thing because I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I'm full of hearts all the time. And I love hearts, which is why I have a heart ring that my boyfriend got me. I I just like hearts. I think they're cute, and I think love is cute, and I think that we should all love each other. I'm sure that's a shock to anybody who's ever been to my stream. Um, but I was thinking that it was like the perfect color to do one of those little conversation heart candies. And I was like, what kind of funny saying can I put on a conversation heart that I would think was funny for a sticker? And I came up with this idea, and it kind of stuck. And I don't think that it's really necessarily the most appropriate choice I've ever made. But I do think it's really funny. And if people don't want the sticker, then they can just tell me they don't want the sticker. Because I'm going to make it because I think it's funny. So you see the communist hammer and sickle. Yeah, that's obvious. We have an R, so you can guess where I'm going with this. So R something, like a meme, right? So like the Bugs Bunny communist meme, R something. Yeah, yeah. And the reason why I think this might not be appropriate, you might be able to figure it out on your own. I think it's possible. But it's orgasm, which is also why I've put a sexual warning on stream today. I thought it was really funny, and I'm just gonna go for it. It's not going to be difficult to paint or anything, so we can get this done today and then move on to other stuff, and I can get it prepped and everything. But I thought that was really funny. Thank you, Teds. So if you want to join my Patreon sticker club tier for February, this will be the sticker. We're going to paint it today. I think I have... Did I bring it out here? I'm so sure that I did. But everything's a mess. I have so many stickers, you guys. I have a sticker problem. The problem is that I come up with too many good designs. Maybe I don't have it out here. I do have the art out here though, so I'll show that to you. There it is. It's right on top even. So the sticker design for this month is this. It says, shed what isn't serving you instead of eating yourself alive. This original painting is also going up for sale tomorrow. None of my patrons have claimed any of the paintings that I'm putting up tomorrow, so you guys can see them on your own. What is that? What is that? It's just hair. Okay. But yeah, so this month is this sticker, and you can join at any point in the month, and I'll send this to you at the end of January. And then February, we're going to do this guy. And I also want to put something up here because I don't like when the ring light is visible. Other projects I have planned. So I have already sketched out a full sticker sheet of purple things that have kind of like a nostalgia bait vibe to it. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish that one entirely on stream this month. I'm starting pretty late because of both having family travels that were difficult mentally, so I needed some time to like get my brain back in vague amount of whack, and now I'm changing my brain chemistry pretty drastically, so I've been a little bit off this week. So I don't know that I'll be able to finish the entire sticker sheet painting on stream, but I will work on getting that done. I also have another really stupid sticker design, and I don't mean stupid in like I'm being mean to myself. I mean in like when you see a funny meme and you go, oh, that's stupid, and laugh hysterically. That one I've shown to I've told the idea to 2 people who happen to also be my partners. And I do think that it would be really funny, but I don't know that I have the time to manage it. So that one's staying under my cap for a little while longer. And then the 4th project I had an idea for was making a pretty simple, like relatively speaking, watercolor background for Stars to use on her stream. She did not ask me to do this. It's just the right color. Like this is Stars' color, you know? So... Not yet, Aiden. I will show you later, though, if I remember. If you remind me after stream, I can probably show you. Yeah. So I do have ideas, like I've been cooking, but I just have not had the gumption to go. So we're doing it now. So we should just get started on this. I did buy... Yeah, I know, Aiden, and I probably will too. So I did buy 2 new watercolor colors, which is exciting. One of them is Wisteria, which is basically the lilac color that we're working on. And another is Lavender. So there you go. But that will make working on this easier. I could also like actually clean my watercolor palette. I have finished a single commission. I guess I said that I was like, I haven't done any art. I have done some art. I just haven't done any art for the color of the month. Because the people we stayed with in Portland, one of them is an old friend of mine, and was checking out my website and saw a bookmark that I had done and wanted a version of it to replace a bookmark I made for her when I was a teenager, I think. That's on my website. It's the only thing in the 2025 gallery right now. But it was a Northern Lights bookmark similar to the one that I'd made before, that had sold. So if you wanted to see that, you can check out tundrakatiebean.com. But that's why my palette is full of other colors. It's because I've been working. Thank you, stars. Yeah, I can see that, Tense. That's, I can just show you, because I have both of those on my palette right now. That's not this one. So that's Fallow. This is the purple. So there you go, that's Tens. How much cream though? Oh, I don't have beige on here anymore because I did have a beige. Like that? Just a little warm-up activity. I was thinking about this while I couldn't sleep the other night. Good. Yeah, that's a good color, Sleepy. Oh, I don't have my sketchbook out here. I have painted a latte before, but it was just a little one that's taped in my sketchbook. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to do masking fluid over the words to make those more clear. I don't think I'm going to. I think that's more trouble than it's worth. I think I'm just going to do a full purple wash and then do the red over top, and I think that will be okay. And if it isn't, then I can correct it digitally and it'll be fine. So we're just gonna go for it. Also, I want to check this wisteria to see how close it is to this actually. Yeah, it's a little warmer, which is why I also put the lavender on my palette, because I thought mixing these two together would get me closer to what I wanted. Yep, there we go. I know what I'm doing sometimes. Who would have thunk it? Because I think using a little bit more of the cooler tones for the shadow on the edge is the right call. Right? Like, her brain actually functions? Who is she? I did decide to not do like hard black lines for this. I'm thinking I might go over the inner line with some white ink when we're done because I think that will look really nice versus like a black line. Just because I wanted it to feel a little softer, you know? Just pull in a color I didn't need to. I probably should be taping this down, honestly, but I don't want to because my tape is in the other room. I also, fun fact that I haven't said to anybody except my boyfriend yet, I added a new bookmark to my shop based on the cave art stuff we did for Yellow Ochre. So if you gave me your hand for that art, you're on a bookmark now that is available in my shop. There's a limited amount right now because I wasn't sure how well it was going to do. Bookmarks aren't, like, physical bookmarks are not really a big seller anymore, it feels like to me. But one side, it's a two-sided bookmark, and one side has the horses on it, and the other side has the hands. And they are $3. I also have one of the Bloody Sunday pattern. Yeah, and also, like, just to be a dweeb on main like normal. So there's, in the middle of it, there's a hand like this, and then there's another hand like this, and then another hand like this, all connected. The one in the middle is me, this one is Cap, and then this one is Grim. So we're in like the center of that. And then the double one above us, the one that's also like this, kind of on the left, is Al and his partner Anne. But I thought it looked really good. And also, you guys want to know something else? A lot has happened since we talked last, you guys. But the mug that's in the background of the book shot for those, I got as an art trade for the Poor Sweetheart design, like the painting that I sent to my friend. She made me a ceramic mug and sent it to me. And I got it yesterday, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm really excited about it. Which is why I'm telling you. Okay. Here. Which I think this being a little bit uneven is good, actually, because it will give it a nice texture. Right? I really like the way those turned out. I do think that, like, I would like to try to do the hand art again in a little bit of a different way than how I did it, but I think it looks really good on the design, like on the bookmark, you know? And the horses just slap. Honestly. Like, a chubby horse always hits. That's just the way it is. Wow, this color is like not even remotely accurate on screen. Let me mess with my color settings for a little bit. Right, I love their little skinny legs. It's so funny. If I do this, does that make it any better? Not really. Not this. Purples and blues like are not known for showing up well on digital stuff. That's a little better. That. That's a little better. We'll live with that. That's fine. It looks a lot more uneven on screen than it does in person. Which the way to fix that is clearly to make it more uneven, right? That's the way it works, I'm sure. I need to also remember that a bunch of this is getting covered, so I don't really need to worry about it. We can just add some blooms in here for shits and giggles. This shouldn't take too long, I don't think. I think our longest bit is going to be just waiting for stuff to dry so that I can add more to it. Because I do want to deepen up the back here. Right? Hi, Rainbow! I was just talking about you. If you guys don't follow Rainbow, follow Rainbow. I think everybody here does, but you should follow Rainbow. She just moved closer to me, which is clearly the only reason she moved. It doesn't have anything to do with money. See, my brain is working, stars. This is what happens when I have serotonin. I'm like so fucking on top of it. This is weird for me. Like, you know, okay, so there's a thing when you are mentally ill in a way that causes depression, which many things can, other than just plain old grocery depression, you know, where when you're happy, you start questioning if you're manic or not. And that's kind of the point where I'm at. I'm like, is this how normal people are, or am I manic? And I think the answer is this is how normal people are, which is wild to me. Right? Sleepy, like all of a sudden you're just like, why is my brain working? Why are my thoughts happening so fast? And it's because you just are well rested for once in your life. Like, it's so weird. It alters your, like, I can't think about, distorts is the word I'm looking for. It distorts your view of how anything works at all, ever. And it's so wild. I don't know. Just like, what the heck? Very what the hell moment. I think I probably could have gotten this wisteria color by doing just the lavender mixed with a little bit of magenta. But it's so much easier to just have it in a tube. Like, it's just easier. Oh yeah, for sure. I can see how that would be like really big adjustment. Because like there are a lot of little noises, and I feel like anybody who is also like in that kind of ADHD autism realm where we hear sounds other people don't notice anymore kind of get that better than other people do. Because like most people can't hear the light bulbs. I can hear the light bulbs. They're really fucking distracting, you know? So like having to suddenly deal with all of those sounds when you didn't know they were there would be so crazy. Like, lose your mind level crazy. I get it. Yep. I feel like, okay, this is only tangentially related, I feel like. But so in D&D, I feel like that's really what happens when you roll a nat 20 on perception, is just you're suddenly overwhelmed by so much information you can't even do anything. You know? Yes, I hate that, Sleepy. And I have some hearing damage in my right ear from an ear infection. And so sometimes if I turn my head and I lose the sound, it means that I'm now listening to it on my deaf side. It's not really all the way deaf, um I'm listening to it on like my bad side, and then I'll move my head and I'm again and hear it, and I'm like, is it my ear or is it like actually not coming from that direction? Oh, Coinky Dink. Yeah, I've told this story before, I think, but I was in college. There was a semester where I was working part-time and took 19 credits, which meant I was busy literally all the time that doctors were open. Um, and yeah, I got an ear infection and couldn't really get to see the doctor for a significant amount of time. And when I finally got to the student health clinic, they were like, well, the infection is basically gone, but you have a lot of scar tissue in there now. And I was like, yep, great. Love that for me. Yes, it does. It does change when they warm up. Yeah. Yeah, I will tell you guys, not worth it. Just skip a class. Um, ooh, yeah. It's my right ear too. What a coincidence. Am I your dad, Sleepy? Have we discovered something new in the streamer parent lore of Sleepy? I would say, am I your surrogate dad, but you still have your dad, so it's just double dad. Okay, good luck, tens. I love the implication that you would offer us bail money if you had it. That's real friendship right there. I mean, I was gonna say I got those double Ds, but they are not in the double D category. They are well past double Ds at this point. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Well... That is still, like, massively uneven, and it's gonna drive me nuts. I think I need to let it dry and stop messing with it for a second, which is, like, impossible. It's impossible to stop working. Oh, yeah, that's fair. The overworking is, like, real if you just keep working on it when you're wet. But, I think maybe I like watercolors because they dry so fast, because I have also tried to paint with oils, and that was what made my need to do it all in one sitting so angry, because you just can't. It's impossible. There is no, like... Oh, what's the right word for that style? There's an art word that means you do it all in one go with watercolor, and I don't remember what the word is. Yeah, acrylic makes sense for that, for sure. See, I find acrylic dries too fast, so I feel like I end up getting stuck on something that I wanted to fix. But I have used it a little bit. It's just not my preferred. And I also just really like the way that watercolor just kind of does its own thing and doesn't give a fuck what you want it to do. Like, I can respect it, you know? It's like taming a wild horse. Oh yeah, I have a lot of gouache as well. Which I did do. I did do some more like Thickums acrylic kind of gouache for a couple pieces, which was good. Let me see if I can pull them out. Well, we're waiting for that to dry anyway. You would think, since everything is put away, it is organized. You would be wrong. That's not it. That's not it. Where are you? Is it not on this stack? Oh, stars. If you're still looking, this is the piece from that story I made you read yesterday. Okay, not that stack. Which means it's probably in this stack. Could you go back into the folder, please? Thank you. Goodness gracious. I know it's in here somewhere. Where is it? I have nothing organized. I cannot wait until I get the downstairs set up so that I can like actually have a system instead of just an accordion folder that is way overtaxed. Where is it? Never mind. I don't know where it is. Yeah. It's just shapes. Literally changed my brain chemistry. If you do shape of love, exclamation point, shape of love in the chat, you get the story behind it. If anybody else wanted to read a story that changed my brain chemistry. We were talking about Tumblr stories on Stars' stream yesterday. Are they dry yet? I'm bored. Dry enough. Oh my god, Sleepy. That's a good way to get toxic heavy metals in your system. Okay, if I keep messing with that, it's going to make it worse. I need to leave it. We can mess with a different part. Yeah! It's like those memes, like, why are you autistic? Wrong reasons only. Because I kept kissing the paintings, you know? I do think that this is going to look really nice if I do the crisp line here with white after we're done. I am standing by that previous thought. I think that will look really nice. And I'm glad that I didn't do the black lines. I feel like it would ruin some of it. Like, not ruin it. I feel like it would mess with the softness that I like about this color. Yes, a candy heart. They're called conversation hearts. And apparently nobody knows that because I've been using that phrase and everybody goes, what? Like, they're called conversation hearts. That's what the candy is called. I feel like I may just know it because I'm like one of those weirdos. What's your favorite color though, Sleepy, of the conversation hearts? This is an important question. Okay, good. You can have on my yellow. I like the white ones best because they're like a little bit minty. I like those ones. The yellow ones are pretty good, but I'll trade you yellow for whites. I don't remember disliking the red ones. I haven't had conversation hearts in a while. Maybe I'll try and get some this year, just for kicks and giggles. Because I haven't had them in a while. Oh, I will eat every Twizzler in the world and not feel bad about it. So I will jump on that grenade for you, Sleepy. I'm personally not a big fan of purple either because I don't like grape. So I like most red flavored things. So I like cherry, I like strawberry, I like watermelon. I do not like fruit punch. So I have to check to make sure what the red is before I'll eat it. Because fruit punch has like a very strong citrus flavor underneath them. And I do not like fake citrus flavor. Or fake grape, which were the two most common medicine flavors when I was a kid. I have this theory that the flavor of medicine that you had a bunch as a kid is, generally speaking, one of your least favorite flavors now. So kids who were in the age when cherry flavor medicine became a thing don't like fake cherry. Whereas I only had orange and grape when I was a kid, and I now don't like those artificial flavors. Oh yeah, I will eat all the Twizzlers for you. You want to know how nerdy I am? The reason that I started eating Twizzlers in the first place and decided that I liked them is because a character in a TV show liked them. And I was like, I don't know that I've ever really had them, and so I started eating them because I related to the character, which is like peak autism behavior, I feel like. Yep, Warehouse 13, Stars got it in one! Yep, Micah Baring. And like clearly Twizzlers had paid to have their product featured, right? And it worked on me. So now Twizzlers is one of my favorite candies. Ooh, that's also super valid, Sleepy. See, I like Twizzlers, but I don't like red vines. And I think it's a texture thing at that point because like red vines are a very different texture to Twizzlers. They're a lot softer, but they do make better straws is why I'm coming up with this. I love black licorice too. Did you know that if you eat enough black licorice, it sucks all the potassium out of your body? Just throwing that out there. Watch out. It keeps you from absorbing potassium. Which your body kind of needs to function. Yeah, which is just wild. And like the amount of it you have to eat is like crazy. Yeah, we don't talk about that, Stars. We don't talk about the last half of that season at all. It was bad. It was bad. I can fix it. I could fix it. But you need to go back a little bit to fix it, because it was really clear like that they had shoved about 3 seasons worth of story into like the last season and a half, which sucks. And also there's something that happens at the end of season 3 that I was just pissed about, and so I stopped watching while it was still airing. Yes, I always eat everybody else's black licorice jelly beans because nobody I know likes them. So I'm just like, oh no, I guess I'll just have to eat all those for you. Hee hee. But yeah, the end of Warehouse 13 was bad. It was bad. And I try not to think about it, but sometimes I think about it and get mad. It was so bad. Why'd you do that? So stupid. It's like, you know, all this character development, let's just throw it away. Warehouse 13 is one of my favorite shows, but also the ending was so bad that I don't tell people to watch it, honestly. The last season was just a disaster. Okay. So, I need to look at a reference to try and get this red the right color. I think this is more orange-based red. Let's see what I think. Yeah. Yeah. And so there was a thing that Sci-Fi Channel did with their shows repeatedly in the era of Warehouse 13 and Eureka, which are both shows that I enjoy, even though they have their problems. Um, but it's like they told the writers that they needed to do something with alternate timelines when they got to season 4 repeatedly. So you needed to have some sort of time travel where you ended up in an alternate universe. And it was always season 4, repeatedly, for multiple of their original shows. I was just like, I don't know who's telling them to do that, but I hate it. Please stop. And so I just stopped watching sci-fi altogether because it irked the shit out of me. I think I want to add a tiny bit of magenta to this. I think I'll like that better. Yes. And so, like, I love Warehouse 13. It's great. It's one of my favorites, but also, why'd you ruin it? Yeah. It's just like, I get that maybe once or twice that would be a thing, like that people just came up to on their own, but it happened so often that I was just like, what exec is telling them to do this? Because like 3 times is a pattern. I forget which the third show was. It was one that I wasn't like super involved in, like the other two. But I was like watching Eureka and Warehouse 13 as it was airing. So I was like very involved. Here's the dizzy spell. All right, we hitting. Yeah, it happened. There was also something that happened at the end of season 3 that I was really upset about, which is why I stopped watching. I think I said that already. But it, like, irked me so bad. And people were like, well, it didn't stay that way. And I was like, you realize that's worse, right? So they used it for, like, shock value. And then we're like, but actually, no. It's like, I hate you. Stop it. This bled a little bit. I'm gonna let it dry and then I can clean up the edges a little bit. I think it's still damp up here. So I need to let it dry. I need to just let it sit. Let it sit. Don't touch it. Let's fold some stars. Why not? It would have been smart of me to start another project at the same time as this so that I could bounce back and forth, but also I don't know that my brain could handle that right now. Oh, I hate it when that happens, when like a show is really good and then they just ruin it because they are just like doing crazy shit. That's Supernatural too, honestly. Because like the first few seasons of Supernatural are great and I love the concept, and then it suffers from something that I end up calling the brothers, uncles, cousins, roommate situation, where like every time you add a big new, every time there's a new season you need to have a bigger, badder thing to fight, and so it gets like wild because they keep trying to find bigger and badder things and it ends up just going wild. So like I was telling Cap about this the other day because I was explaining Supernatural because there was something on Tumblr that I was trying to explain, I think. And I just said, I was like, I'm going to say this sentence to you and it's going to sound absolutely insane, and I want you to know that it is as insane as it sounds. I stopped watching Supernatural when God's sister became a thing. Because like that is not like, that is a true statement. I got to that reveal and I was like, I think I'm done now. But like the new big bad thing where you're just constantly trying to find something else to up the ante is just like so wild. And Supernatural is like more egregious with that than basically any other show I've ever watched. Because I think X-Files could have fallen prey to that, and I think the newer seasons did, like when they redid it, like revamped it, renewed it. I don't know what the right word for that is. But I think they could have fallen prey to that if they had focused on actually answering any of the questions they posited, but they didn't. The new stuff? Do you mean Super Hell? Because I cannot avoid that. I live on Tumblr. That's become a meme for expressing information. So like literally any news event that happens, you find out by the screenshots of that where it says, Dean, I love you. And then Dean says whatever new information. Yeah, like we all know about Super Hell. If you're on Tumblr, you know about Super Hell. Because we discussed it at length. And I do know how the show ends, which is shitty. It's shitty. Like, it's another one of those things where it's like, let's take all this character development and just throw it all away. And pretend like none of this ever happened. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's not satisfying to your viewer. Or anybody. I know, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. And just, I don't know. Like if that was where it was going to end, you could have ended it like a million years ago and it would have been better. Like you could have ended it with Sam with that one chick, the vet person. Well, Dean was in hell. Like you could have ended it right there and it would have been fine. You could have also ended it with soulless Sam not wandering around when Dean was with that one chick and Ben. Why do I remember the kid's name and not the mom's name? That's some supernatural brain rot right there. Um, like, and it would have been better. It's just so wild. Yeah, yeah, Sleepy, it did. Just like, I don't know. I don't know what goes through people's minds. Like, it's not. Yeah, that's a way to put it. CW sure is a network that exists. They make a lot of bad decisions. And like, I also make bad decisions. I'm not saying I'm immune, but I have not made a bad decision that is still getting mocked on Tumblr to this day. You know? Although my empty kettle post is going around again. I woke up to like 30 new followers and I was like, what the hell is going on? It's because Joy reblocked it again. Are you dry now? Oh, I love that, Sleepy. Is it the LaCroix of networks? I like LaCroix, just to be clear, but it's like this show was shipped in the same container as a single lime, you know? I've heard that the first like 2 seasons of that were really good and then people kind of petered out. And to be clear, when I say I've heard XYZ thing, it almost exclusively means that I've seen the girlies on Tumblr talking about it, just for the record. Because one of the cool things about Tumblr, honestly, is that you really can get exposed to like a million different things. And so I have like approximate knowledge of a lot of different stuff. Oh, Netflix is really good at ruining things, honestly. Like, remember when we all thought that it was a godsend if something got canceled from like actual network cable and then Netflix picked it up and now we're like, oh, that just means they're gonna cancel it in 2 seasons. Oh, I stopped watching that too, actually. Like, the first couple seasons were really good. And then it kind of, I don't know. Once they brought like the new guards and stuff in, I was like, I don't like this anymore. Yeah, I didn't watch the last one either. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was uncomfortable without making a point, which was my issue with it. Like, it was just uncomfortable for being uncomfortable. Because a lot of the stuff that they did in the early seasons was making a point about the humanity of prisoners, right? Yep. It was just like some edgelord took over. She's like, you know what would be neat? If we made this girl eat a live rat. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, we've already had a pretty reasonable discussion here about the power that guards have over prisoners and how prisoners are actually people and should be treated like people. You don't need to go this far with it, buddy. Yeah, it's a good show until it isn't. You know? And the characters, especially in the early seasons, were good. Like, I fucking love Norma's backstory. Yeah, I love Norma. I really do. I just love that. And I forget the character's name. The older woman with dementia in the first season. That said a really important thing about how elderly people are treated in prisons, because getting dumped at a bus station is a legitimate thing that happens to a lot of elderly people. In prisons, in care facilities, like when people can't take care of them anymore, they just ditch them. So like the first couple seasons had like a lot of really important statements to make about our world, and then they were just like, well, we could just keep doing this. And it just got really weird. And they just didn't make any statements. Like, they didn't understand what had made it successful. They were just like, oh, we need to be edgy. But that didn't actually do anything, you know? I forget who I heard say this. I don't know who said it, but I think it's accurate to say that they just got high on huffing their own farts. I don't remember where I heard that first, but it was somebody on the internet said it. And I think that's accurate. Or maybe I think that's accurate because I mislib. Like, they were so into their own shit, they forgot why it was there in the first place, you know? Okay, I think a little bit of a darker red to do the shadows on the edges here for these. And also, I discovered while I was looking at reference photos for this, but the letters on the conversation hearts are actually a bunch of dots. And I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like a printed letter, but it's dots, which was wild to me. Yeah, exactly, Sleepy. They went in the way Larry wanted it to go, I think. I think it was a Larry situation. Honestly. Yeah, some of them aren't dots and some of them are, but the reference image that I was looking at was, and I was just like, oh. So I'm kind of mixing the two. I'm doing both. Because this you wouldn't do in a dot form anyway, so. I've heard that's really good. Yeah, I saw some people talking about it on Tumblr. I saw a gift set of something, and I was like, oh, maybe that is actually good. And it has an actor that I've really enjoyed in it, at least based on that gift set. Do I know that actor's name? Absolutely not. But he always plays like really unhinged people, and he's really good at it. No, not Adam Scott. I don't mind him, but not him. Older guy. He was in The Big Lebowski. And he was like big in the 80s. And 90s. I don't remember his name. I will look it up. Because it will drive me nuts if I don't. But he a lot of times plays either like a really unhinged guy or just like the sweetest person you've ever seen in your life. And that juxtaposition is like my jam. Is that him? Am I thinking of the wrong person? I might be. Yeah, yeah. I probably will at some point. It's only on Apple though, right? Am I remembering the right thing? There's too many streaming services. I don't remember what's what. I was thinking of the wrong guy. This is who I mean, but it's not the same person that I thought it was. Why did I mix those two people up? That's so wild to me. Why are brains like this? Yeah, I used a free trial to do Ted Lasso. But let me try and find like an actual good photo where you can tell what he freaking looks like. This guy. He's great. And for some reason, some of his photos are of a frog. He probably voiced a frog. I don't know. But him. Oh, you cannot see that at all. Him. He plays Bill something, I guess. Oh, one of those other guys is in the Fallout show too. Huh. He was good in that. Fallout is a fun show. Yeah, he's good. John Turturro. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce anything. But Irving Bailiff, I guess. But he's a really good actor, and I enjoy watching him work. So I would probably watch that for him, honestly, even if he's not like a super main character. Because I just have actors where I'm like, yeah, I'm obsessed with you, but like in a backseat kind of way. Like, I won't search you out, but every time I see you, I get excited to see you, kind of a situation. Yeah, there's a few people. So, John DeSantos is one. He only plays big guy. Like, that's his one thing that he does, is he plays very large man, and I'm super into it. So, like, if you see a large man playing, you know, a monster or just big bouncer guy, kind of, to the point that it looks ridiculous and he doesn't look real, that's probably John DeSantis. And I'm obsessed with him. He does not have any social media at all, or I would be nagging him constantly for attention. I just think he's neat. And then there's somebody whose name I'm not going to remember off the top of my head, who was in Eureka, who was the person who owned the cafe in Eureka. And was also in Netflix's series of Unfortunate Events. He's really cool. And there's a few other just like actors who you see doing like small bit parts a lot. That's so funny and perfect. But he's like fucking gigantic. And it's great. I love it. I'm gonna just look up a bunch of actors to tell you about now. That's what's gonna happen now. Let me this guy's name real fast. Because we interacted on Twitter before. He was very nice to me. Chris Gauthier or Gauthier? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce. Yeah, that guy. Love him. He's so sweet, and he was nice to me on Twitter. Also, but I cannot remember words good. Actually, and there's this other guy who was in Feud and also had a little bit of a part in The Good Place. Let me see if I can find him. He's also really good and was nice to me on Twitter. There he is, Dominic Burgess. I really like too. Dominic. He's great. That's totally fair. Yeah, I still haven't finished The Good Place because I refused to let it be over. I really like him, and he was also nice to me on Twitter. Just throwing that out there. There's a woman who shows up in a couple episodes of Supernatural who I really like too. She usually plays just like a cranky bitch kind of. But she does really well too. I will find her because I remember which episode she's in. Yeah, I know how it ends, Sleepy, but I was like, I cannot emotionally handle this. I know how it ends because I am on Tumblr. Like, it's impossible to avoid. Yeah. Like, you understand. You've seen it. You know. Which season is that episode in? What season it's in. Yeah, Ted Danson is good. For sure. You should let me search episode names. So I'm pretty sure I remember the episode name, I just don't remember what season it's in. Not me getting completely distracted. See, I was never big on Friends. One of my friends, he was, but I was never big at it. Yeah, exactly. That's the good thing. Like, one of the little bonuses about ADHD is that I can get distracted and just completely forget what I'm doing. Season 9. Okay. Fine. Here she is. Karen Conoval. Her. She's in like a million things as like a bitch. She always plays like an old school teacher or somebody looking after kids who's mean or something. But she's great. She's so good. I like watching her. She does good work. Okay. We should continue shading this. Ooh, coffee. I had a coffee this morning. I've been trying to be careful, like, with how much caffeine I've been consuming. So I haven't been having coffee as much. Just because I wasn't sure, like, one of the warnings they give you with the antidepressant is that, like, caffeine can cause anxiety symptoms in general. And I find that that's worse when I have coffee, so I've been being cautious. But I did have coffee this morning and I'm fine, so. I'm sure it's just like everything else where some days it will mess with me and some days it won't, but it's manageable. Okay. Doing the light from this side, and I need to remember that because that's not usually the direction I do it from. Oh no, stars. I'm sorry. I've done that before too. Just be careful to not replace it too many times in a row, or they throw a hissy fit about it. Well, I've been reading a new book, actually. I could tell you guys about that. I've been reading Never Whistle at Night. I always want to call it something else, so I had to think about that really hard. Which is an anthology of indigenous, like, dark fiction horror stories, which is really cool. I've been having fun with it. Because it's nice to, I don't know, a lot of horror fiction kind of falls in the same patterns. So getting ones from other cultures where horror is something different is really cool. And surprising in a fun way. Is that the smartest thing to read before bed at night? Maybe not, but that's what I'm doing. That's when I have time to read. Like, that's my reading time, so. But it's been really interesting. It's like 20-something stories. I've been having fun with it. The first one, though, so I opened it because I couldn't sleep because of the antidepressants. And I was just like, I might as well, read this. I read the intro and didn't really read any of the stories yet. So let's just dive into this for a little bit. It's short stories, so if I get sleepy, I can just stop at the end of a story and go to bed. And the first story took place in Alaska, and I was like, I see. Okay. Okay, I think that's not super uneven in the background. It is a little bit, but I think it's okay. And I can mess with it once I get it scanned too. That won't be so bad. So I'll do some highlights around the letters and the printing and stuff here. And then do a white ink outline on the inside, and then I think this is done, honestly. I wanted to keep it pretty simple. Because conversation arts are pretty simple, honestly. And I think adding some little highlights will help me feel better about the uneven background too. So we can work on that. What I'll do is just mix some white gouache with a little bit of pink in this purple. Because like there is just like lightness, so like tone, but there is color that you can use to make things appear lighter, which is why I often highlight like orange and yellow. And I did the low lights here with a little bit more blue. But so pink would be the highlight for this, and blue would be the low light kind of vibe. That's not quite light enough. Actually, I don't think this is gouache. I think this is just watercolor. I think I put gouache on this palette. Add a little bit of white ink on these edges too, I think. I'm going to start with the watercolor and see how it goes. That's subtle but good. Where it's at. Hi, Jess. This is going to be the Patreon sticker club sticker for next month. So if you want it, you can get it. Good. I'm glad you're back with coffee, Sleepy. Welcome back. I don't know if I'll add this one to my shop or not afterwards. So the deal with the sticker club stickers is you are guaranteed exclusivity for at least a month. And some of the designs I will add to my shop and some of them I won't. So far I've added 2 designs to my shop afterwards. The Brain Work Ahead sticker and the Bloody Sunday sticker are in my shop. The other ones have not been added and probably won't be. Um, this one, I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how the reaction to it is. Because I know it's a little risque, you know. So I'm not sure that everybody's gonna want it. But I decided to just go with it because I thought it was really funny. And I needed to get it done is the other thing, so. Okay, background should be dry now, so I can do this. I'm gonna do it with the thicker pen, which is this one, I think. This is the thick boy. Thank you. I made myself laugh when I came up with it, but I don't think the people that I told found it as amusing as I did. Although, I think for the most part I had also just told most of those people the other cursed sticker idea that I had. This one isn't cursed compared to the other one. Nah. I think I just tend to find my own ideas funnier than most people do, which is how it should go. You should be amused by yourself, you know? If you aren't amused by yourself, then what's the point? And I do often ask friends, like, what do you think of this idea? I need an honest opinion. I don't need yes men in my life, you know? Especially not when I'm trying to sell stuff, you know? Right? I thought it would look good and I'm really pleased. One of the things about, like, sometimes with art, you have an idea for the finished piece that you can't really check before you finish it. And so you just have to trust. And that part's scary. I have trust issues. Like, yeah, for sure, Sleepy. And one of the things when I'm giving feedback where I think something looks good is to point out something specific that I really like so that it feels like real constructive criticism, because it is. But if somebody just goes, oh, that's great, and doesn't say anything else, it can feel like really fake. So what I do is I go, oh, this looks really good. I especially like this bit right here, kind of a thing. Because it makes it feel more, I don't know, realistic, I guess. It's also just nice to point out things that you like, you know? It's helpful, especially with art stuff. Okay. Girl, the brain fog is so real. I'm just sleepy, I think. Yeah, exactly. Like, and just saying, "Oh, that looks good," isn't helpful necessarily. Like, it's nice to get a compliment, for sure. But also, like, it doesn't tell you which pieces of it are working and stuff like that. So if you say something like, "Oh, I really like the way you did, I don't know, the folds in this cloth," or "I really like the way you did their facial expression," or something like that, it's a lot more helpful in the long run. Do I want to outline the whole thing in white? Like all of this? I think it'll make it look a little cleaner. Do I like that? Or do I just want to do highlights? I think maybe I want to outline the thing in white. Yeah, exactly. Instead of, I feel like the black ink just would have made it like really, I don't know, too dark, too dense, too something. It would have been too permanent. I think doing like a full white outline on the text in the print will look really good. Yeah, I agree, Sleepy. Because it's a harder line, right? Black always feels like a harder line. Um, which plastics tend to have, plastic and metal both. But candy, especially candy hearts, because they're just chalky, so they kind of like break away on the edges. And one of the things about these white ink pens is they will lift up a tiny bit of the watercolor when you're drawing on them. And so it slightly colors the line, but not like really drastically, which is how I've been doing my line art, is I've been doing colored line art when I do stuff digitally. So I feel like it adds to the piece instead of detracting to it, because it like ends up matching, you know? Yeah, exactly. I did not take literally any progress photos of this. That's okay. We'll take one now and pretend like I did it for the whole journey, right? That'll work. I'm really, like, I've gotten really bad about not taking progress photos while I'm working, just because I'm doing it. I'm not having to think about it as hard. So, like, one of the perks of my higher Patreon tiers is seeing all the behind the scenes stuff. So, like, progress photos and ideas and like my sketches and stuff in comparison to the final piece and that kind of stuff. And when I first started doing that, it made a lot of sense because I had to stop and think about what I was doing a lot. So anytime I stopped and thought about how I wanted to continue the art process, I would take a photo. And then I could decide, you know, which photos I actually wanted to show and which showed actual progress and which were just whatever. But now that I'm like knowing what I'm doing better, I don't pause as much, so I don't think to take a photo. Which is like a sign of progress, but also, uh-oh. And I know none of my patrons actually care, but it does kind of feel like cheating them sometimes because the way that I do content has changed so much. Like, there's still plenty of other perks, and I know that nobody is like beating me up about it, but that's definitely a conversation I've had to have with my brain. Yeah, I did change how I was doing stuff a bit. And I actually, this reminded me that there's another perk I need to take off of one of my tiers because I'm not going to do that anymore. Nobody cares about it. But I don't know. I did restructure it once I changed what art project I was doing a little bit. And when I added the sticker clip tier. But I don't think anybody feels cheated or anything. It's just one of those things where, like, when you're only in charge of yourself, you overthink literally everything. And I'm sure I'm sure my anxiety doesn't have anything to do with the amount of overthinking I do. Um, but since it's like, exactly, Sleepy, since it's part of the brand, quote unquote, you need to change stuff and you need to be willing to update how you're viewing your own work, um, and how you're sharing that. And it's a really hard part of doing this is because like you're really it's just you. Like you can ask other people what their opinion is, but at the end of the day, it's you and you need to make the decision. And like trying to figure out where your personal boundaries should be for how much work you're doing versus like how much you're sharing and that kind of stuff is like a lot. And like I'm doing it, but also I'm gonna whine about it. Because it's like I'm doing literally everything all the time. And like there are definitely people who I trust who I ask their opinion on stuff, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's my decision. You can't place that on anybody else. Yes, exactly, Sleepy. That is like my number one advice for, I guess technically it's my number two advice for people starting to stream is like in combination with don't wait until you feel that it's perfect. Um, just do it. But also don't try to fit a specific like big time niche for your content. Just be yourself and like commit to that fully, and then you'll find your niche and you'll find the people who gravitate towards you, and that will end up with a much more sustainable long-term community than just doing whatever the big article says that you should do to be popular. Yeah, you gotta just trust that people will like who you are and hang out, you know. And you also like another piece of advice is to curate your community starting like immediately. You need to find out, like, you need to think about what your boundaries are and you need to think about what you're going to enforce when you're streaming. Um, and that involves your personal boundaries too. So if you don't have a good idea of what your personal boundaries are, it's a lot harder to curate your community in a way that makes it um, sustainable. So I often refer to it as tending a garden. So you have to pull the weeds, otherwise the other stuff that you want there can't grow properly. So you need to get rid of the trolls and you need to get rid of the bots and you need to say this isn't allowed in my community and that kind of stuff. And it can make you feel like an asshole, but it's actually in the long term better for everybody. Because you can't thrive if you're covered with weeds. And once one weed comes in, they kind of all propagate because you said that this is okay now, even if it's not really okay with you. From the dust, 143, one fell in the circle of the world like a fly buzz. A million marble mouths all blinking, moon of milky briar bloom sleeping. Blithe flies swarm with swift pull trigger. Lift me off the ledge, lick the sticky liquor. Don't let them in, don't let them call your number. Won't you hold my hand as I go under? Ooh, come a little closer. Ooh, oh, you know what I didn't do? Add dots to the letters like I was gonna. I think it looks fine the way it is. We'll just leave that. Okay. We've made a sticker design, everybody. Look at us. Oh yeah, for sure, Sleepy. It can feel really overwhelming, but you just have to keep trucking, honestly. Yeah, the white was definitely the right choice. I'm glad I thought about that. All right. Take a photo of this as if I know what I'm doing. Maybe. Sometimes. Okay. So, I don't think I'm quite done streaming yet. So I think that we should take a quick break because I need to go get a piece of art paper from the other room, and I'll grab that bookmark so I can show you guys. So we'll take a quick 3-minute break, which means I will run some ads. Don't look at them. Don't let capitalism win, okay? I still get the money as long as you have the tab open, and really it's not that much money anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'll run some ads. We can all take a little break. We can get a little stretchy, a little drink, a little snack, you know. Get up and do a little stretch-a-rooney or go look at something that's farther away from you than your screen is a great choice that I encourage. And we will meet back here in 3 minutes, okay? All right, I'm back. Are you back? We might all be back together. Right. Okay. Me trying to decide what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So bookmark. Here's the side with the hands. And here's the side with the horses. Ooh, that's exciting, Sleepy. New layouts are always fun. So, yeah. So that's my hand. That's Cap's hand. That's Grimm's hand. This is Al and Anne. And I do still have listed which other ones I did. I'm pretty sure this one is my brother's. I'm pretty sure this one is Jen's. No, this one is Jen's. Stars is one of these two, I think. But I don't remember which one. Yeah, so I had people, and a lot of them, especially on the underlaying layers, are from people on Tumblr. So I asked people to just send me photos of their hands doing this, basically, and then I traced them digitally to make a cutout pattern, and I used my silhouette cutter to cut out stencils, basically. Maybe. It's also hard to tell just because it's not an exact one-for-one once you do the color addition and stuff, especially with seeing the other hands underneath. But yeah, that seems like something I would do. Put you next to Grimm. But yeah. So, this is available in my shop now for $3. I also added the Bloody Sunday sticker. It's a little bit bigger than this one. I made it a little bit bigger. The Bloody Sunday sticker is also available in my shop now. I did that once I got back. And some prices have changed. I didn't tell anybody else that, but I'll tell you guys that. The prices on the stickers that I get printed from another company have gone down by a whole $1. Because I wanted to. So, like this one, the roast chicken sticker, the pickle sticker is another one. Woodworm is another one that is cheaper now than it used to be. So that everything matches a little bit closer to the ones I print myself, because the margin on the ones I print myself is a lot higher. Here's Poor Sweetheart. But yeah. I also have a lot more mystery packs packed now because I removed a bunch of designs. So there's a lot more mystery packs, and they have stickers that you can't get another way now. Just in case anybody wanted to try their luck. A couple of the sticker packs actually have a sticker sheet that I discontinued in them, so you get more bang for your buck if you get the lucky draw on that one. But yeah, I've been working. Like, you guys haven't seen me, but I've been working. Okay, so this is just an extra piece of paper from what I was cutting the other day for the sticker sheet. And we're just gonna paint this, start painting this, I guess. So like kind of like a little cloudy night sky vibe. That's what we're going for, with some nice pastels and probably a little bit of a gold accent. Is my thinking. I have an idea for this in my brain. I have not thought about it farther than that, so we're just gonna go. I may want to tape this, but I don't really want to tape it. I am gonna get him pretty wet though. Me about Adam. Just kidding. You gotta preheat the oven, you know? I can say whatever I want. I put the warning on today. Here, I'm gonna put a marker so that I can clip that and send it to him because he'll think it's funny. Yeah, I think that was really funny. And I love that, like, Lib didn't realize what the hell we were talking about for a really long time. And then said, I preheat my atom. Very funny. Do I have a bigger brush? I do have a bigger brush. Okay. I think I want to start pale on the bottom and then move our way up to dark. I think that's the better vibe. You got it. Hi, Shawnee. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it back from your adventure. Oh no, what's the most important part of your day? Ah, I see. Congratulations on your new gender. I hope you enjoy it. This looks so light to you guys. I promise it looks like colors to me. Okay, I've hydrated. I'm really glad I remembered to refill my water when I stood up. I'm doing a stretchy. Man, my wrist really hurt this morning, but it's leveled out. I must have subluxated it while I was sleeping. I'm good. I'm a little woozy, but that's just from the new antidepressants, and I know that it's coming, so it's fine. I do think I want to move this into darker purple. But I think I want to do like the lavender color first. Kind of do a little bit more of a blue purple in here, like a periwinkle kind of vibe. I'm just laying down like the base colors, and then we're gonna carve out some cloud layers in here. That's the plan. Because I saw the color for this month that my patrons voted on. You could become a patron and vote on the next color, which I actually should do the draw and schedule that poll because it should be coming up soon. All of these behind the scenes things that I gotta remember. It hurts my noggin. Thank you, Shawnee. But I saw this color and I was like, this is Stars' color, clearly. And I was like, you know, it would be a fun and relatively simple art piece to do. Making stars a background. It's stars. We do. It's true. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be available as a download for my patrons aside from just stars. So if you needed a new like desktop background and you like this, then There you go. Great reason to join today. Or, you know, in 3 days when I finally get this printed. You know, you got to make the post after you do the art. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's always so much friggin' background work. Okay, gradient. Let's go. We love a gradient. Oh, me checking my emails while I'm waiting for this to dry a little bit. Thank you for joining Patreon, Sleepy. I'm just gonna out you, because I feel like you'd like that, honestly. Thanks for joining, that's really nice. I always get excited when I get new patrons, honestly. I don't know, it's like somebody's like, here, you're existing, have some monies. I'm like, thank you. That's nice. I literally, when I started my Patreon, I was like not sure if anybody was ever gonna join. Yee, I'm excited. I love being part of the sticker book. But I was like nervous because I was like, I know a couple people said that they would join and were like legitimately interested, but I don't know if they like actually meant it. And so when I got my first patron, I literally ran laps around the house for a while. That was a while ago. I started back in, what, 2021? 2020? It's been a while. Yeah, I got the zoomies real bad. And actually the person who was my first patron, I made her a special gift for her birthday that year for being my first patron. And she still is a patron to this day. Even when she's been going through money problems, she still has kept supporting me, and I love her very much. Okay. I had an idea for what I was going to say, and then my brain just immediately dropped it. So, here we go. We're basically just going to do a bunch of funky shapes, and then we're going to soften out the shapes, and then that's how clouds happen. And then we get to do that in a bunch of colors, pretty much. And then I think I'm also going to put some gold stars over the top of it, just because, like, obviously we should have stars for stars, you know? So I'm basically just going to soften these shapes out, and then I'm going to add some water blooms in here because I think that gives like a really nice cloud texture without doing like a lot to it. Because this doesn't need to look like photorealistic clouds or anything. It's a background. It doesn't, I don't need to make it into something that it doesn't need to be, you know? We just want a vibe. But I don't know, I've been like, not to toot my own horn, even though like literally everybody is going, do it, Katie, do it. But I have been on a consistent upward trend with my Patreon over the past year, and I'm like really pleased with myself about it. Because like it's, I don't know, doing something like this as your main source of income where stuff isn't consistent and you can't expect it to be consistent is really scary. So like having multiple people look at me over the year and repeatedly go, yeah, that, yeah, that, yeah, that is like really reassuring. Because it gets scary, man. And honestly, I will say this outright. If I didn't have other financial support, I would not be able to do this. I think it's really important to say that because a lot of people have like this idea that, I don't know, there's some fancy artist that they see doing artwork and they are just doing it on their own. I'm not doing it on my own, not even a little bit. Like, yes, I'm on an upward trend. Yes, I've been doing a lot of work and I deserve the good things that are coming to me, but also I'm able to do this because I have help. So like, don't beat yourself up about it, you know? And I think it's important to be really transparent about that. Thank you. Yeah, the sticker club was definitely a really good idea that I had. And I'm glad that I was able to bring that to fruition. Yeah, exactly, Rainbow. It's like, because we have people who care about us enough to help us, we're allowed to do what brings us joy, you know? Which is really great. And like, yes, there are some artists who legitimately can support themselves. I'm not one of those, and I never will be, probably. Just like, I'm not saying that because like I don't believe in my talent or something. I just mentally am not really capable of putting in the amount of work that you need to put in to be a real, like, 100% supporting yourself full-time artist. I'm just not capable of that, and I'm aware of it. There is somebody that I follow on Instagram, oh my god, who just posted like all her stats for the year, and she made so much money. She makes more money in like a week than I make in a year, and I was like, I'm happy for you, but also I hate you a little bit. And it's because she's putting in a lot of work. Like, it's not that she hasn't earned that money or anything. It's just like, damn. Could that be me though? And the answer is no, it couldn't. My brain is not capable of doing what she does. But like, there's a reason a lot of artists do, you know, other stuff on the side, like teaching or whatever. That's because even though these jobs are very important for humanity's sake, people don't like to believe that, you know? Okay, a cloud layer. Hi, Matto! Yeah, I do! It's right here. Oop. But I got it specifically because I thought the little questions would be fun for like stream conversations, but mostly we manage it on our own. How is your stream, Matto? Thank you, Shani. Because I did saw you went live, but I was getting ready. So I couldn't pop in. I want to drag these out a little bit to make some more little wispies. Oh, alerts do that. They just, I feel like they can sense fear a lot of the time. So if you come back after not being around for a while, or if you're like nervous for another reason, they're like, we're going to make it worse for you, buddy. My day's going good. We're doing art. So I finished this already today on stream. This is going to be the Sticker Club sticker for next month. So if you wanna get this sticker, you can join my Sticker Club tier for February and get this. If you wanted it, you know. But I had this idea and I thought it was really funny, so I'm just going with it. And that's pretty much it, really. Now we're working on some lovely cloudscape, if you will, to go as a background for one of my other streamer friends, which would be Toasted Stars, who is a mod in my chat. Because this month's color is just like so her. So I decided to lean into it. And this is just, I don't know, doing like clouds is very chill and not super complicated because you just kind of let the watercolor do whatever it's going to do. Which is fun. I like just seeing what textures the watercolor makes. I do think I need to carve this out a little bit more. He's looking a little bland. I think maybe doing a bigger shape up here will help with that. Yeah, one of the fun things about watercolor is that one of the ways you can make really cool texture is just doing water blooms with plain water. So you put a bunch of pigment down and then you put plain water down on top of it and it'll just kind of spread out in a really funky way, which really just looks like clouds. So you can make a really nice cloud shape just by putting a bunch of pigment down and then just putting water on top of it. It's really fun. Yeah, I really like watercolors. I do have an art minor, like I did do some art school. I'm not trained in watercolor at all. I'm a fiber artist. Like that's what I was trained in. And yet I ended up being a watercolor artist anyway. It's a lot cheaper than fiber. I will say that. That's fair, Shawnee. We were discussing earlier that it can be frustrating to deal with watercolor. A little bit. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of a darker purple just on the bottom here, but maybe with a little bit more pink in it. We were talking earlier about how watercolor doesn't really mesh well all the time with how people's brains work. I think part of the reason why I like watercolor better is because I also tried oil painting and that was so much worse that for me that it lowered my expectations. Because with oil paints, you can't do it all in one sitting. Like it's impossible. With watercolors, I could just sit here and mess with it for a little bit and then let it dry and then keep working on it like in one sitting. Which you really can't do with oils. You can kind of do that with acrylic, but I also have not used acrylic that much. Okay, I think that's good. I think I need to let that dry for a bit. I may not finish this one today. We may work on this one on Monday. I guess that's something else I should tell you guys because I haven't said that on stream yet. I changed my streaming schedule. So I'm gonna stream on Monday afternoons instead of Tuesday afternoons. We did talk about that before I left, but I did actually make that change. I might also add a Wednesday in at some point, but I'm gonna see how the Monday, Friday works for me, and then we'll add things if I'm feeling up for it. But I would like to, since this has become like my real work time, I could use some more of it. Because a lot of the stuff that I have to do is background work that I can't do on stream right now. But at some point, like when I get my studio set up, I would like to do a co-working stream for sure once a week. Because I do like a lot of admin stuff where I just need to sit at the computer and I'm doing like a timer and stuff anyway, so we could just all do that together. And I find co-working streams really helpful, and I often co-work with a stream in the background just because there's some level of accountability, you know, so it keeps me going. So I would like to, I feel like that's on brand for me to just add one of those in for surezies. I could use the hairdryer on this, but I kind of don't want to. Kind of just want to let it do its own thing. A lot of people haven't heard about it. I feel like a lot of us that are like very online hear about that kind of stuff a lot. So like body doubling and accountability buddy and stuff like that. I feel like that has pretty well worked its way through the internet. But a lot of people like who either aren't in those corners of the internet or just, you know, aren't super online don't know about it. So the rest of us, like, it's kind of like when I find somebody who doesn't know what spoon theory is and I have to explain it, I'm like, where did you come from? And the answer is always that they just aren't internet disabled people coded, you know? I mean, it's fine. It's easy to explain. It's not a problem for me, but I always like forget that that's not a thing for everybody. Same with fork theory and long spoon theory. I have to explain those ones a lot too, which is like fine. But it is one of those things where it's like, ah, yes, we all live different lives, don't we? Oh, there is something that I haven't told my partners that I should tell my partners because they'll get a kick out of it. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. Exactly, Jess, exactly. What the fuck is up, Kyle? That's the same guy, and I always think of those two back to back, always. Oh, that's smart, Rainbow. Yeah, that would be cool. I think that's a good idea. I mean, I'd hang out for that. I do often when I'm just like by myself, I will put on Placid Plastic Duck Simulator and just leave that running while I work because then I get the little gifs of ducks and it gives my brain the dopamine that it doesn't otherwise produce, you know, which is good. Yeah, I enjoy the duck game. I will say that only one of my ducks has a name, and it's the chameleon duck because it keeps tricking me. So I just named it chameleon so that I can tell that's why it keeps switching. Because it will just like pick up whatever other um, design it runs into, and it kept confusing the hell out of me. I also really love, I think my favorite duck is the stone ones that sink to the bottom of the pool. Because, like, that is a whole mood. Like, you have all these little floating ducks, and then all of a sudden the camera goes, like, all the way underwater to focus on this one duck that's just down there hanging out. It's like, yeah, me too, buddy. I also bought, what is it called? There's, like, a lo-fi, Pomodoro timer game, basically. And I bought that, but haven't used it. Spirit City or something like that? I got it because Trish mentioned it. Spirit City, yeah, okay. Yeah, I have that, but I haven't used it. Because often I'm listening to something else or have a different, like, show or whatever on in the background, so I don't really need the music. But I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, nice, Stars. You'll have to let me know what you think. Are you dryish yet? No. Oh, can you? That's cool. Yeah, see, I haven't like even opened it. I bought it and I was like, I will use this, and then I promptly didn't, which is like the most ADHD coded thing in the world. Like, I will buy this thing and it will fix me, and then you never open it. It's like the digital equivalent of buying a new notebook. Honestly. Like, this notebook will save my life, and then you never use it. Oh, cool, Shawnee. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool little tasks. I've been using, I think I've mentioned this on stream before, but I've been using Forest a lot, where you can plant little trees. Or plants, like there's a bunch of other stuff, but they're changing their model, and I'm like really sus about it, honestly. Because the CEO of the company put out a little like warning that they were going to change the thing and saying that they were committed to making sure that you could still use the free version and blah 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 blah. But specifically mentioned AI repeatedly in like a positive light. And then when a bunch of people were like, "Oh, what the fuck was that about?" They released a statement about AI that didn't make it clear why he was saying that or how they were thinking about using it with the app. And I'm still like really suspicious about it, honestly. Because like there was literally no need to mention that at all with what I understand that they're doing. So I don't know if that means that the new trees and stuff they're gonna put in are gonna be AI art or what, but I'm concerned and I'm side-eyeing very hard. I hope they don't ruin it because like I've been using that app for like ages and it's always been really good. And I just like stop ruining it. Oh, excellent, Shawnee. I don't get why everybody keeps trying to use AI for everything. Like, there are better and easier options. I don't understand why you would do that. Like, I don't get it. Like, drawing a little tree takes like 3 seconds. Get over yourself. I don't know. It's just like, it's not some great new technology. It's just the same shit that's been around but stolen. Like, it's not good. And I legitimately do not trust any company that uses AI stuff for like advertising or their art or whatever. Yeah, that would be great, Shawnee, please. And thank you. Why? That's why God made dice. Like, I don't get why people are doing this. I don't get it. Like, and some people are like, oh, well, it's useful for XYZ thing. And I'm like, okay, but that's still going off of stolen work that other people have done. So, like, even if that's helpful to you, one, you're stealing from yourself because you're stealing the possibility of gaining a new skill from yourself. You know, like learning how to write a resume or learning how to write a cover letter or something. Those are important skills that you can apply to other areas of your life. And two, it's trained off of God only knows what, so you can't trust it. Nor should you. And three, it's all trained off of stolen shit because nobody gets permission to do that. And it's wild. Yeah, see, so generative AI is different than a lot of AI that can really be used for accessibility stuff. So, like, an AI tool that recognizes what kind of groceries you get or something and gives you options for home delivery. That's great. Love that. Fantastic. But generative AI, for the most part, doesn't really do anything to make stuff more accessible. And there's been a lot of better worded arguments than I could make about that from people who are more acutely disabled than I am. But plenty of people with really severe disabilities still make art. They just have to have more accessible tools to do it. So there's like, for example, there's a guy with cerebral palsy who had an altered typewriter that he used to make paintings, kind of a thing. Like, there are plenty of ways to make sure that people can, of any accessibility level, can make art. And like, we just need to make sure that people know those options. So really the issue isn't that AI makes things more accessible. The issue is that our world is made to be unaccessible. So we really, if we gave a shit about disabled people, which for the most part people seem to not, we would make our world more accessible so that they had better tools to work with so that they could do what they want to do. But heaven forbid that. No, we're just going to use them as a club to make sure that artists get fucked over in this process. It's so stupid. It's frustrating to me. Oh, wreck 'em, Jess. Fucking wreck 'em. And right, Rainbow, like, for some reason people forget that none of us knew how to do anything, and we learned it. And sometimes learning things is easy, and sometimes learning things is hard, but if it's something that you want to do, then it's worth going through the hard bits to get to the part where you know how to do it, you know? Like, the short answer is that they just want to do it and they're trying to find excuses to make it reasonable. And sorry, but no. You're not going to convince me that this is the right way to go. Like, it's people doing their own, you know, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Their own backflips to try and figure out how to make it moral for them. It's like, actually, hate to break it to you, buddy, but it won't be ever. Yeah, there's been a lot more AI like everywhere. AI art on things. My boyfriend who does framing was just telling me the other day that he was framing an AI piece and was like, ugh, about it. Because, like, he does custom framing. So somebody getting AI art and then paying to have it custom framed is just like so weird, right? Like, what's the point? Mm-hmm. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm tired. You know, I'm just tired of this shit. But like some teachers are like encouraging their students to use Chat GPT and stuff, and it's just like, so just say you don't want to actually teach. Like, come on. Yeah. Yeah. My brother's been going back to school, which I think I've mentioned before, but he's been doing some like business classes and stuff to go along with what he's working on. And it's just like he keeps telling me about his teachers, and I'm like, I'm really glad that I'm never going to go back to school because holy shit. It's like bad take central right now. Um, a lot of them were specifically the ones I was thinking about was about AI. So like definitely using AI to write your papers and write short answers and stuff and using it to study. Um, is what I was thinking about, which is wild to me. Like that's not studying. That's not in no world is that studying. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, and you shouldn't, but like according to the university standards, you shouldn't either. But it's definitely still a thing that some of the teachers are suggesting you do, and that's horrifying to me, honestly. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Who wants to know where I picked up that specific vocal stim? It was from Chris Evans in one interview like 10 years ago where he was talking about his nephew who says he doesn't like it. And now I say that repeatedly all the time. Um, just in case anybody was wondering, you know. But like it with school and stuff, it really gets back to that point where you're robbing yourself of learning skills that you need for other stuff. Oh, 100% Shawnee, and it's horrifying. And I think that's going to be true for a lot of stuff too. Other stuff like engineers, for instance, or I don't know what else. Probably veterinary sciences too will also be just as bad. Although most vet people are like really intense about their job in a good way. Because they really love animals, man. Birds? I'm assuming you're being sarcastic, so I'm trying to decide which my favorite thing would be. Birds, maybe. I'm terrified of birds, in case people didn't know that. They scare me. This looks so much more colorful in person. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, I know. So, okay, the way that I ended up with an owl, I do actually like owls. So there are a number of birds that I like looking at. Oh, no, Grim, no. That's illegal. Um, so the way that I ended up with a bird as an icon. Um, so I commissioned one of my friends who was going through a hard time, who does really cool art. I've commissioned them repeatedly over the years. They made like my graduation announcements and stuff. Um, but I commissioned them to make me avatar images. So like PFPs, except I'm old, so I call them avatars. Um, and just told them to make something that fit my vibe, like what they thought of me as. So I got two, and one is a little Animal Crossing villager with braids, because I used to wear my hair in braids a lot, and red hair, because I also used to have red hair. And then the other one that I've been using for ages is the owl. And that's why so many of my emotes are also the like off-brand Celeste, is because it's based on that image. So my friend assigned me as Owl forever ago, like over a decade ago, and I've just still been using it. I'm taking a hydrate. I'm doing a stretchy. Okay. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more carving out of these clouds while this is drying, because I can just work on the bottom here and it'll be fine. They won't bleed into each other. And then I think perhaps we're gonna call it for the day, because I should probably go eat lunch, which I'm gonna be worse at. I can tell already with the antidepressant, because it does slow down your metabolism, which means that it's even harder for me to notice when I'm actually hungry. So that's going to be a thing. But I think we're just going to carve out some of these a little bit more, and then I will go figure out what the hell I'm eating. I also just don't like eating lunch. It messes with my vibes. I don't know. I'm just a person of momentum, which apparently, I've always said that, but apparently that is also an ADHD thing where you have trouble switching between tasks. But it means that like I get working eventually, and then I have to take another break to eat again, and it just throws me off like really bad. Oh, I meant to ask my brother something earlier and I didn't. I can ask him later, it's fine. But I think we'll work on this next time, and I'll probably do, I'll probably start the sticker sheet off stream. Because I'm mostly caught up on behind the scenes stuff now, so I should have some time to work on that. And no offense to you guys, but I work faster when I'm not talking to you. Al. How's it going? Oh, I didn't message you this morning. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yep. Which is delightful a lot of the time, but also if I'm stressed out about getting enough work done in a month like this was, it can be a little stress. It can be a little stressy. But we'll be fine. I promise in my Patreon stuff to get at least 2 projects done with the color of the month every month. We are well on our way here because we finished one already today. So I feel better now. Ooh, nice. What's the most serious legume? Like, I mean, owl, obviously, but like, of actual legumes, who's the most serious? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Are they a legume? Maybe I just don't really know what legumes are. Maybe I don't know anything. Oh, yeah, that tracks, Al. Because I know peanuts are legumes. I know green beans are legumes. Yes, maybe. It's mostly beans, right? Right? I don't know. I second guess myself about literally everything all the time. And at some point, you really don't know which is which. Like, if you're questioning yourself because it should be questioned, or if you're questioning yourself because you always question yourself, you know? I didn't find you difficult to get into. Or annoying, too, as a matter of fact. Hi, lesbian. Do I? That's news to me. Sippy. Hand and wrist stretchies. Ugh. Oh, okay. I legitimately did not know. I was not questioning your wisdom, Shawnee. Because there are many things in this world I do not know, including a lot of natural classifications. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, now I want ice cream. I wonder if we have ice cream sandwiches left. I love that, Shoddy. I need booty shorts that say that. Okay, I could work on some of this, carving this guy out, but I don't think I really want to, if I'm being honest. We're about to hit 3 hours, and my headset is hurting my ears because I haven't worn it in a really long time. So I think going and eating lunch is the smarter call for me to do, really. And then we can finish this on Monday. Like I said, I will say again, my streaming schedule has changed. I'm streaming on Mondays instead of Tuesdays now. Fridays stay the same, as you might be able to tell by me being here and you being here. I don't really like macadamias. I won't lie. I'm not a big nut person in general. The only nuts that I really like are ones that aren't technically nuts, I think. So like cashews and pistachios. And I'm all right with almonds, which I think are technically a nut, but I think cashews and pistachios aren't technically. I don't know. Again, with the natural classifications, I don't know. But those are, I'll take a pecan too. But I am limited in my enjoyment of the nut variety. Oh, that reminded me about another thing I need to do. Yes, you are so right, Shawnee. The most serious legume is a lentil. You're so right. It is a lentil. Just in case anybody was wondering, we've come to that decision, I think. That is so true, bestie. What was I saying? I was talking about nuts. I was talking about streaming schedule, which I think I finished talking about the streaming schedule. I will have modeling starting back up soon, which might interfere with Monday streams, but as discussed, I feel better canceling a Monday stream to go get more money than I would get from streaming, because it does all work for me. So, oh, thanks. These are the ones we did on Christmas Eve. So they're like really grown out now. So it looks like my nails are shorter than they are. So like my nail starts here. And the sticker starts here. So but I figured it would be nice to see them. I just wanted to prove how long the stickers last because I was talking about that when we did them. But I'll be back on Monday and I'll let you guys know if anything changes. And it's going to be the same like time just on Monday instead of Tuesday. Excellent, Al. I'm glad. I will say that Cap has been the most popular of those stickers. Just in case anybody doesn't know what Al is talking about, I have them in here. I made stickers based off of me and my partners and food puns because we love a pun here. I don't know if you could tell. So I'm Goatmeal Scotchy because I love oatmeal scotchies. They also have a heart hollow to them, which is really cute, and I love it. Grim is banana bread. And Cap is Kappa Barista. Isn't it? I love the hearts. It's also the same hollow is on my blue chicken sticker, which I'm pulling out. Boop, boop. Yeah, he drinks like a lot of coffee and also worked at a Starbucks for a significant amount of time. So I've got 2 Stardew chickens. So I have the void chicken, which has the like star sparkle to it, and then I have the blue chicken, which has the hearts to it. But yeah, so Gap has been the best seller so far, which I'm not surprised by. I'm not gonna lie, I think I like this one best out of the 3, like just the art wise. I also like Goatmeal Scotchy quite a lot. I mean, they're all good. Like I'm not dissing myself, but I do think that Kappa Barista is like the better pun out of all of these. Like the most original pun perhaps that makes sense. Goatmeal Scotchy is kind of like a weird reference that a lot of people don't get. But yeah. So. But yeah, I'm glad the teenager liked it. Yeah. I mean, all the art is good, honestly. I'm pleased with how these came out. They're all cute. We're adorable, didn't you know? Good, good. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know that I do. I think I'm gonna find somebody that we can go bother, maybe. Oh, Rainbow went live. We're gonna go bother Rainbow. Duh. A hot take? I don't know. Gray is an underrated color. How about that? That's one of my art hot takes. I think gray is an underappreciated color. I will have a little treat, thank you. I'm gonna have a caramel that you can't see me grabbing. What flavor is this one? Because I still have some caramel sitting over here from the Christmas Eve stream. Here, I'll let you pick out which caramel should I have. Should I have black lava sea salt, ginger fusion, or classic vanilla? Yes, exactly, Sleepy. Exactly. And I love a gray with like a pink or a light purple. Like A+ comfy colors, you know? I was gonna say, I bet you aren't gonna pick vanilla, but of course, you would do something that is smarter than me. That's what you're good for. Poor Sleepy. Okay, let me pull things up, and I don't remember how to stream. It's been so long, you guys. That's what I'm doing. Let me pull that up. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back after a heckin' long break. I'm glad to be back. Yeah. And I'll see you guys on Monday, okay? So let me get the raid started before I forgot, because that's an important part of raiding, is starting the raid. We're gonna go raid Rainbow, who was in chat earlier. She's fantastic. She just moved. So everything's a little bit crazy, and she's working on a sub drawing that she's a little behind on, so she's trucking. I will see y'all on Monday, like I said. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of and be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me, because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard, okay? So we can all work on being nicer to ourselves, and we can meet up back here and tell about our victories, okay? And yeah, I'll see you then. Bye.